phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
In the 2018 NFL Draft, Baker Mayfield was taken with the first overall selection by the Cleveland Browns in what was considered a very deep quarterback class, as some of the top quarterbacks in that class were not only Baker Mayfield, but Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, and Lamar Jackson. All 5 of those quarterbacks were considered the top quarterbacks in that class and were thought to be the next best quarterbacks in the NFL eventually. This video isn't about all 5 of those quarterbacks and how their careers have panned out now in the NFL. This is about one of those quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield. Somebody that was an underdog coming into college, not only at Texas Tech, but at Oklahoma. He was a walk-on, and he paved his way and had an electric college career in which he eventually won the Heisman Trophy. In his college football career, he completed nearly 69% of his passes, threw for 14,607 yards, 131 touchdowns, and 31 interceptions, and 21 total touchdowns on the ground in his career. In his final year of his college football career, he had one of the best seasons we've ever seen, and he won the Heisman, as he completed 70.5% of his passes, threw for 4,627 yards, 43 touchdown passes, and only 6 interceptions. If you fast forward to today, Baker Mayfield is going into his 5th season of the NFL, and it's unknown where he's going to be playing football at next season, as he's currently the backup quarterback to Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, since they made that blockbuster deal to get him there. And, well, Baker Mayfield seems to be hated by the entire NFL, and even Cleveland Brown fans for the most part, even though he's their best quarterback in a very long time. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Baker Mayfield and his NFL career so far, and my thoughts on his current situation right now. Before I move on with the video, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, as we are on the road to 10K. Now let's get into it. Going into Baker Mayfield's rookie season in the NFL, he wasn't a starter originally to start off the season, as he was Tyrod Taylor's backup, but he did have hype with his name going in, and people thought he had a chance to be the Rookie of the Year, and, well, people did expect him to take over Tyrod Taylor's spot pretty early on. And the hope with him in Cleveland in their first year, yes, he had hype, but this was not going to be an easy job to turn around the Cleveland Browns, as in the past 2 seasons before Baker Mayfield got there, they went 1-31, and in 2017, the season before Baker Mayfield got drafted, they went 0-16 in his rookie campaign. Baker Mayfield's played in 14 games, starting in 13 of them. They went 6-7 with him as a starting quarterback, in which he completed 64% of his passes, threw for 3,725 yards, 27 touchdown passes through the air, and only 14 interceptions. The Cleveland Browns in that season would end up going 7-8-1. This was a season that nobody really expected. Not many people thought they were going to have 7 wins, and they had a pretty solid year that showed a lot of potential, as that season coming off an 0-16 year is quite phenomenal. After a good showing as a rookie, the Baker Mayfield hype was starting to increase, and not only that, the hype with the Browns was starting to increase as well, as going into 2019, the Browns were seen by some experts as a playoff team. In year 2 for Baker Mayfield in Cleveland, he did not live up to his expectations that he had heading into the season, and I would say the Cleveland Browns as a team didn't meet their expectations either. As Baker Mayfield started every game at the quarterback position, they went 6-10, missing the playoffs, and number-wise, this was by far Baker Mayfield's worst season in the NFL yet, and up to this date to be precise, as of heading into the 2022 NFL season. As in 2019, year 2 for Baker Mayfield, he completed 59% of his passes, threw for 3,827 yards, 22 touchdown passes, and 21 interceptions. After struggling in 2019, the Baker Mayfield hype and the Cleveland Brown hype kind of died down a little bit heading into 2020. People still thought they had a chance to go to the playoffs and make a little bit of a run, but it all depended on Baker Mayfield if he was going to play good. In year 3 for Baker Mayfield in Cleveland, the 2020 season, he had a lot of doubters heading into the year, not only with him, but with the Cleveland Browns in general, as people thought this was going to be another year like 2019, just disappointment. But Baker Mayfield would prove the doubters wrong. In the 2020 campaign, Baker Mayfield had a pretty good season, as in 16 games played. He completed 63% of his passes, threw for 3,563 yards, 26 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. He was a lot more efficient, and the team had a lot more success with him playing at a better level, as the Cleveland Browns would go 11-5 and make their first ever playoff appearance since 2002. I'm going to be real. This season, just reaching the playoffs is the biggest W that the Cleveland Browns have had in a very long time, especially as of recent. But it didn't just stop there, as the Cleveland Browns would go on to win the wildcard round versus their rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, in a win 48-37, their first ever playoff victory since 1994. They would end up losing the next round to the Kansas City Chiefs with a score of 22-17. With a truly historic season happening in Cleveland for the very first time in a very long time, the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield had a lot of hype heading into the 2021 season. Going into year 4 for the Baker Mayfield era in Cleveland, they were expected to be in the playoffs, and Baker Mayfield was expected to have his best season yet. Only problem, that was not the case. The Cleveland Browns missed the playoffs, going 8-9, and Baker Mayfield would play in 14 games with a quarterback record of 6-8. Now you might be wondering, what went wrong? And what went wrong with Baker Mayfield? And honestly, the downfall of Baker Mayfield, not only with the Browns, but in this 2021 campaign, is the fact that he tore his labrum on his throwing side very early on. Literally, week 2, and he decided to play through it, and as the season progressed, it kept on getting worse, and he kept on re-aggravating it more and more. And although some will ignore that, I can't. This season, to me, Baker Mayfield, he did not play very good. But in my opinion, it's because he was playing injured. Now, I think he shouldn't have played injured, but I'm not Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's a guy that he would play through an injury, and well, he did. And it ultimately cost him his time in Cleveland, as he would end up completing 60% of his passes. He threw for 3,010 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. He just never could get into the rhythm that he really needed to be in because he was injured. Now the Cleveland Browns have Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield is at a crossroads. You can make a pretty educated guess that Baker Mayfield will not be a Brown in 2022. But there's kind of a problem with that, as this thing that happened in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson now being the new quarterback, it kind of happened late in the quarterback free agent process, as a lot of teams already have their starting quarterback for 2022, and Baker Mayfield doesn't have a lot of options as trade options because of not only his 1-year contract he has and the money that is on that contract, which is quite a bit because he was the number 1 pick after all, but teams seem to already have their quarterback for the most part. The only team out there that really seems like they might trade for him is the Seattle Seahawks, and not even that seems guaranteed. You've heard some rumors with the Carolina Panthers, but that kind of seems slightly unlikely. It seems like Baker Mayfield does have a lot of interest with a lot of teams that might be after him, but it seems like most of them are kind of waiting to see if he gets released first. And to close off this video, I want to talk about my thoughts on Baker Mayfield and this entire situation. First, I think Baker Mayfield is a starting quarterback in the NFL. I feel like people are forgetting that Baker Mayfield, yes, he's had his low moments, but he's not a bad quarterback. Yes, he's had lowlights in his career, but he's shown flashes. And I feel like a big thing people forget about is that he played injured in 2021. Again, I didn't think that was a smart thing to do, but I'm not Baker Mayfield, and it clearly affected his play. I mean, you got people out here clowning on him. He might be one of the most clowned on quarterbacks right now, saying the guy shouldn't have a starting job in the NFL and that no team wants him at all. And in fact, that the guy is not only not wanted, and some teams who even do need quarterbacks desperately, some of their fans even saying they do not want Baker Mayfield. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it, and I'm ready for it, to be honest, but this is just my opinion and my opinion only. But I feel like Baker Mayfield is a very overhated quarterback right now, especially by Cleveland Browns fans. Yes, I'm sorry, Cleveland Browns fans, but y'all hate this guy, and it does not make sense to me. He got y'all a playoff appearance, y'all's first one since 2002, and well, he won y'all's first playoff game since 1994. Quit acting like Baker Mayfield's on the level of DeShone Kizer. To be honest, I feel like Baker Mayfield is still a starting quarterback in the NFL, and a decent one at that. But I know he's not the perfect quarterback, and he's likely to never win the Super Bowl as a starting quarterback unless he just has a God Squad talented team. Well guys, if you made it this far in the video, drop something down in the comment section below for future video suggestions, and where do you think Baker Mayfield will play in 2022? And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly out.